Coño, por favor, que bueno, me da que abra del tirón el Twitch y no me salga la aplicación como que estoy en directo de tirón. Ay. Aquí somos de vuelta con el Final Fantasy XVI. Hoy vamos a empezar un poquito antes. Estos días he estado haciéndolo simplemente después de cena para tener 10 horas de directo del tirón, pero como allí acabamos una trama principal y ahora comienza un nuevo capítulo, cosas así, vamos a aprovechar que ahora mismo es secundarias y mierda. Y como lo que me quedan son... Voy a tener tan solo 3 horas para directo, cosas así. Vamos a hacer las secundarias y puede que un capitulito de historia. Vamos a hacer todas las cazas y todo el rollo, a ver si me puedas crear lo que sea que me pueda crear. Además, a ver. Este tiene una nueva misión para ver si me han dado. Si me han dado para crear equipo dorado de armadura en la misión anterior, ahora me darán espada. ¿Ves lo que dije yo? El pueblo sabría que volver ahí hay que hacer una pelea ahí.
Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. If something ain't done soon, the old place...
Por supuesto,
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think he would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well... I can't...
Mira, a mí que lo sabe. A mí me da que lo sabe. Y otra misión aquí. Oh, mira, tengo en el camarote. En el camarote y otra para mejorar la cantidad de pociones, ¿no? Joder. Ah, ¿qué está J aquí? ¿Qué hace J aquí? No puedo hablar con ella. ¿Le ordenó Joshua que se quedara conmigo? No, le ordenó que fuera a investigar algo, ¿no?
The stews awfully thick.
Sé que al final acabará pensando en un México o tirando los pecados de un Mega. ¿Qué te has avisado? Estoy deseando enfrentarme a un Behimoyagi.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me. But I can speak to her at least.
Trouble with your gear, or... Yeah. The weight of all that shit. Clever girl, that one. What do you want? Should last you a good while.
run out of Pepio nuts and all.
Clive.
If you're gonna buy some, be quick about it. You'll not find a better price than that. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do you want? Yeah, that should do you. You can thank me later. Anything else?
Oh. Be careful out there.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tart?
Claro, en el taller de mí. El de las mejores de espacios de objetos en el taller de mí.
Canva lost. Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for a lesson?
De mejorar el hornillo este, ¿no?
Canva in the hands of a cat.
Don't tell me. You need more bomb ash.
Oh no, I'm working on bringing another one of the Chiefs. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermal amplification and a system of let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. Heck, only mithril engines get hotter. And you can't chuck ore in one of them and get met like. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that.
If it's for the good of the hide.
Oh.
So,
We've got a couple of examples here. Spherical echoes, we call them.
more fallen materials. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more ways than one.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. And what's more, they're directional. Transferring heat, we've collected as many as we can. And I know where we can get them.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah, we're only 3 short, mind. And there's one up Amber Way, in that ruin, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmekia. Last
Me va a ir...
will do.
Uf, me va a hacer me va a ir a hacer ir a sitios. Plural. Uf, joder. Menudos viajecitos. A ver, que me van a hablar un momentito por privado, a ver. No voy a decir Elena. Bueno, vamos a abrir esto a ver que no tengo compañero ahora mismo. Vamos a hacer esto porque no tengo
How are you
compañero.
feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
Then what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
El príncipe está a manos de la doctorita chica en el pueblo, eso. Se está montando un... Uf, espera, me llaman al teléfono. Probablemente será Spawn. ¿Sí? Bloqueado. Bloqueado. Que no me vuelvan a llamar. A ver qué coño pasa con la isla de... Oh, isla del Arca. El Principito y la niña de la cerilla.
What is this place?
Don't move.
La danza que mató a tu padre. ¿Sí que estás de cine aquí?
Here, it's fresh from the well.
Está montando un tan enredado.
Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear.
Estoy loco.
And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
Espérate, ¿ha dicho Your Majesty? ¿Sabe quién es? Espérate, ¿qué dato no voy a darte? ¿No?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Uf. Vamos, demasiado sacan a la niña, ¿no? Yo no creo que vaya a ser que esta sea la última vez y que todo rollo ha sido tan simplemente porque va a ser la niña que va a curar al príncipe. Ya está. Yo creo que oculta algo la niña esa. Demasiado la están enseñando.
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Dalamud.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Medicine.
Of course, Lady
There
Daya.
is no medicine.
On leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
You've seen more of the world these past 5 years than most do in a lifetime. It's a shame you never had a moment to enjoy it.
¿Qué pasa, Otto? Otto.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some new information. Once
Esta
they'd
es
settled it,
esto es la secundaria. Esto no es la misión principal, es la secundaria. Es lo de la capitana.
the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest.
If she's not moved on already.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you like. Ah, Clive, please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need him for...
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens?
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't...
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you...
But no splinters!
All right. If it will get you, but interrupt me, and...
A ver.
Barnabas Tham, the one they call the last king. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the...
Cuando dicen tierra allende del mar, se refiere que es que él es de un continente que no conocemos.
Southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea. Tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash
Vamos a tener que
it
ir por
against the
tierra
rocks
Estilla,
the
¿no?
next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped, and Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks.
Probably more visits, Mid. I need everyone in the... I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I would have gone to Martha's Rest with Doris, but she ordered me to stay beyond.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
reason to assume otherwise.
Well, then that changes everything.
Coño, que hay se me ha colado una mosca en el cuarto.
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example. One that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples, and so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it.
I shall guard it with...
Joshua, if you're I need to speak to everyone before...
Right away.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise.
Espero que no me lleve del tirón al sitio.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be so instead we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on... I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima, as well as slow our march and require supplies which only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav.
Yo,
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters. Fly merchant colors and stay. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like Helen, I leave it. The ship ain't going nowhere till you're scurving up.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and you'll be needing...
But if there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you.
Of course.
Vale. Ya eso es el...
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origin.
Vamos a... Ahora pillaré todo esto. Vamos a ir quitándonos cosas en medio. Es verdad, por encima, que no me acordaba. Hostia. Esto parece una habilidad. Vale. Podría ponérmela. Parece que si va de aturdimiento a tope, ¿no? Parece. Podría ponérmela por Garuda. Ya que no la estoy utilizando mucho Garuda. Pero va, ya veré lo que hago. Calor. Por ahora no me voy a poner así, va, no me llama la atención. Voy de putísima madre con la build que tengo ahora mismo. Uf, qué calor. Uf, calor hace hoy. La madre que parió. Uf. Ya no, esto no hay. ¿Por qué he venido aquí? Ah, vale, que esta es la de ciencia forástea, me cago en todo. Vamos a quitarnos esta del medio primero. Que quiero a ver si puedo hacerme una espada dorada o algo. Con el recargo que tengo.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer, you can swing.
Clive!
And the Akasha.
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves in.
Well done.
Welcome. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August hadn't let slip. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's most keen to help us out?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did ya?
Sabía yo que se había enterado.
Blackthorn.
Zoltan.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. Zoltan. Not enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
Then your idea of an apology? Prick.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself. I may be a selfish prick, but I only...
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. You can finish beating each other up once
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. Short enough on time. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight. You,
We can't afford...
Right you are. Don't want any nasty... Oh, and... Blackthorn?
Akashic on them.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. They'll wash right over us if we...
Good idea.
Understood.
Sabía yo que la entrada esa de la mina era una arena de pelea.
I'm prepared to fight.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts are inside, order no heroic last stands, you hear me?
August's right. I've seen what Akashic beasts can do to armor. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't a...
I'm going out. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate, and it won't come to that. Take good care of Dravost.
Leave it to me, and...
Yo, me he cargado Titán y piensan que unos putos acásicos me van a matar aquí. Un grifo acásico. Oh, Dios, esto no me contó atacar. No, aún no ha dado experiencia. Va a salir uno gordo. No, va a salir uno gordo. ¡Hostia, la quimera! ¿Quimera del 14? Hacer lo de la ira de la cabra y todo el rollo va a hacer. Ah, mira. Oh, voz del dragón. Igual. A voz del carnero. A voz del carnero muy de cerca y la del dragón Leo. Como del carnero. Oh, mira, por esquivante, por pulsar yo el esquivante. Finish him!
No other questioning. Did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece! As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall, but we got them.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters night, but mostly...
I'm afraid I've only delayed. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawed.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, we'll fortify the gates to the... and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you turned up when Dravoj needed you. So...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't...
Too bloody... I always... envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, you leaving gave me the perfect excuse. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept...
alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day, because it's It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as... Come back to us, Blackthorn. Remind, and even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forging.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I don't. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to... Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's pack.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling.
I never thought I'd see...
No, al final se han hecho las paces al final. Todo alucinando.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid.
Coño, con la mosca que se me ha colado aquí en el cuarto.
This is a token of... but... I'm of a mind to make you... Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to...
Now hold on, Zolt. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to own an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make... and they're not just for...
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravoj in the first place? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. Between the two of us, I'd say...
Clive, you wouldn't...
As long as he can keep up.
Right. Zoltan.
Jesús María. Porque es de secundaria. La verdad que todo este directo va a ser todo secundaria antes de a la parte final. No, la parte final no, porque he visto que los logros me quedan todavía 4 logros de historia todos todavía. Eso es... Uf. Ayer hice uno y la última vez que hice otro fue hace 3 partes.
We were just about to make us...
It's funny. You remember Camille? We'll be using his level to steel, meanwhile, and that whetstone from the out. And the final flourish will be my...
A team effort, led...
No. Right.
To the...
¿Pero que la va a crear ya o...?
Well, bug him.
Oh.
to end all sorts.
Ragnarok!
Ragnarok.
It's... thank you.
So, does this make...
This will take more than that to... We're up for the challenge.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from...
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the Ragnar.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say...
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start...
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past.
Then tap the...
Uf, una espada mejor que la Ragnarok. Armarte magia. Siempre tiene que haber un armarte más... La gitana era... Gutendammerum. Neodammerum. ¿Qué pide el Gutendammerum este? No sé para qué mierda me he creado.
I never fought me, and if it hadn't been for you, we would... So, what'd it be?
Foricalco. Uf. Acero puro 2. Cuerno de batalla primitivo. Uf.
The stew's awfully thin.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to him as soon as the rebuilding begins.
¿Dónde está la misión esta que está aquí? No sé si habrá con otro, a ver. Voy a guardar antes de hablar con él porque es que quiero que vaya Joshua conmigo a todas las partes. No sé yo si es que no va a, no va a venir conmigo. Está guapo los Dodin, pero no voy a guardarlo ahí.
Is something wrong?
Not at all, honestly. Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order. What?
I'll hold it.
¿Esto qué pasa? ¿Que doy aquí algo? No.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead, see if I can't find us an inland route.
¿Eso es este lo que va viendo por el aire?
Clive. There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her icon, didn't you?
Yes, I did. She understood.
Puñetazo.
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Then so be it. Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail.
What happened?
Did I miss something?
What happened? Otra pelea de hermanos.
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it.
Me da a mí, ¿eh? ¿Me va a dejar o ya no me deja volver para atrás?
Always wanted to visit Ash.
We're in Waluda territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
Vale, me deja. Pues nada, ahora puedo ir a estas mierdas y preocuparme de... de ir con compañeros a las cosas. ¿No? Sí, me acompaña. Ahí,
Or it should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
What are you after? Thanks very much. There you go. Take care out there, eh?
Just because the heavens have gone to Rackaroon, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set out.
¿Está? ¿Dentro? ¿Fuera?
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Me da a mí que está
Oh,
dentro, ¿no?
1,000 Akashic jars.
Creo que pone que es... No, dentro, espérate. No, dentro no es. ¿Dónde está?
It's
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the
Sid.
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking, she's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So...
I'd say so. She tried to... Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrec. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety.
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead.
Ahora pillaré. Bueno, puedo pillarla, ¿no? Ya que está ahí. Al final no pillo la misión extra que había en la base.
Clyde, I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they... I'll keep providing it, but if Eastpool's going to survive, as have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneer's taking supplies up. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to worry.
All right.
Thanks. There. That should be enough to keep him in
Gizal Greens.
Uf, espera, que hace una calor del carajo. Y me estoy dando cuenta yo que el aire que entra por la ventana es caliente. Voy a poner el aire acondicionado un ratito. Mucho el aire, que tengo tengo el motor de aire acondicionado fuera de mi ventana. Voy a cerrarlo mucho.
It's a mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love them too, which is no small thing. When I say all, it ain't exactly succulent, but...
I'll take your word.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what. I'll go up there.
I'm sure you...
Lo primero, ¿dónde está el cagalero que me guiño para...? No. Y es pum... Uff. Calor. Voy a poner el aire que me dé en la cara. Calor humano. Llévate el directo va a ser cortito ya. Sí, miraré antes del directo de esta noche si molesta mucho el ventilador. Y ya para el directo de esta noche no lo pongo más. Hay que aguantarme un poquito el ventilador, que es que aquí me estoy muriendo de calor. Uf.
Ah, what brings you to East?
A delivery from...
These are Gizal Green. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, but they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping you might be able to so that they'll be able to fend for...
That's not... These bearers had only recently escaped. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides both.
The Horde! They're coming, Sir Wade.
Time it all. I thought we'd have... Gather the men in the square. Send...
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek. A veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the north. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest...
What if you could call...
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die.
So wait. You said you lacked men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians. What help?
You're right, I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives.
Motivational speech.
So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves?
Yo.
Or will you fight like...
Yo. Tome señora, su arma ultrapoderosa.
Free men and women.
Quizás acerca al otro por atrás. Tome señora, su poderosa arma.
What are you doing? All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together.
For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Await, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the...
Ha! Sir Wade!
Then you know what we work together, each shielding the other that gnome for Rosari.
For Rosari!
Y tendría que haber mirado
We've no time to... That I will do it.
que había lista nueva de escoria, tendría que haberla mirado.
Right, you...
Tendría que haber mirado en el pueblo donde están los nuevos escorias.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes.
We can't let Eastpool fall.
And we won't.
Over here!
Mira que está poniendo para murar, ¿viste?
Nice try. This one. You lose.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait. How many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst. I could order a detachment.
No. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is...
If you're sure. May the Founder...
Coño, no, que nunca me acuerdo que es el táctil. Yo mal leo, ¿no?
Come to tell me an Akashic Curl's heading towards the rest? Get yourself down there.
Good girl.
¿Dónde está la verdad? Hostia.
There it is. With me, Joshua. Let's try.
¡Pum! ¡A mamarla! ¡Dios! Me he pasado.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Dios. Venga, venga, venga. Come cameja. ¿Algún muerto?
Lord Rossfield.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. We were able to eradicate the rest. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for... I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved East... Thank you, my friend.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it...
We never had nothing to call our own before. But now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your... But there's no doubt we're free men now. So we have to fight to protect...
And we shall. This is our home.
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then.
This village isn't gonna...
Nada como una horda de monstruos para motivarte.
They're not slaves any...
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearers, and I believe if he was still with us today...
I believe you,
I shall remain here, my lord. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull...
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, all this... I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest. Speaking of which, I ought to be get...
Can we continue to count on your support?
Of course. And I, because Rosarians have got stick...
Indeed we...
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you... I ain't paid you for delivering them.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember clearing the goblins from the Stillwind? There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. But every time, I would think back to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never...
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world...
¿Y mi escudero dónde anda?
We defended East Pole once.
La casa de... ¿Mi escudero dónde anda? Va, vamos a formar... Coño, no, que es el táctil.
The hero? It's lucky you came by. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you...
I just did what...
And it's only right. Take it.
Thank you, Martha.
So, he's pulled and a home to free...
Well, it was your...
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves. Think, though I suppose the rest ain't much different now. You know, bearers living free like that. Reminds me, loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least... He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something to me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Right under my skin it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then I did the same. We made a pact that...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, he certainly didn't lack...
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people...
Suppose you'll... And if we don't manage it, there's a good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a Anyway, enough. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some... The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach.
That sounds like a...
Pues listo. Yo creo que con ese que ya he terminado con la... Ya no va a haber más misiones secundarias en Eastpool más.
Ah, Lord Rosfield. Don't look so surprised. I expect the Burning Quill already told you that the Undying have eyes everywhere, and mine just happened to be here in the rest.
Hostia, que eres un
I wanted to
impercedero.
thank you, my lord, for all you've done for our people. You've rekindled the fire in the heart of every true-born Rosarian.
Hostia, que
Like the
eres...
Phoenix. The Duchy shall rise again. Not on any map, perhaps, but in us. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and may the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
Hostia, que él era un impercedero de eso.
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You wanna...
Y esto era para una misión, voy a pasar a afrontar. Pues ya que estamos a pillar esas dos de camino.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
No, ya se contaré. Aquí hay un... Hostia. Hostia. En Rosario. Oh, mira. No tienes escorias que batir, pero bueno, que aparecerán después. O sea que ya en Rosaria ya no hay más escorias. Ole. Bueno, tengo que mirar datos de los que me queden.
Good girl.
Pues eso es. Pues, ¿no? No, 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 para que poner eso. ¿Qué tiene que buscar aquí?
Good.
Ah, la
They haven't broken camp yet.
la clavita.
How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try.
Ya va. Vale. No lo dado nada a este.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the sort. I surrender. Do with me as you...
Sid!
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rest. You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people...
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have... This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder. She raised me like a daughter, and I did.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But you proved yourself a master of both. How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will to liberate the bearers of this. Farewell, master.
You always were a righteous. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
Para que se vaya.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be, and she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
All right.
I am. And thank you.
should head back to the hideaway and put Colt.
No, 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 hijo de puta, ¿no? Que quería terminar la otra. Oh, ahora me va a hacer volver ahí. Oh, ya estoy de paso, miro lo de las escorias.
Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to.
I'd been hoping as much. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sunbreak. Went quietly, or she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the pass yourself before you came here, or so anyway. Thanks again, Sid.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Vamos a mirar qué escoria hay para matar ahora. Y espérate, aquí había una misión, ¿no? Bueno, ya que estoy viendo los cepillos ese. Otro ese. La pesadilla tricefala. Va a ser una quimera. Pandemonium. Hostia, hostia. Todo ese. A ver. No hay nadie en Cenicia que no haya. Vale, este en Cenicia. No dan. Ni una pista, pero me da a mí que este está en Cenicia, eso está claro. Pero este me da a mí que sé dónde es. En la arena esa enorme que vi en Dalmacia.
Please, your grace, stay strong. My lord Marquis. It was the greatest honor of my life. But now, so I bid you.
Uf, ahora que nuestro viaje llega a su fin. Uf.
Your companions are kind indeed. I must admit, but I see now.
Yote, is anything the matter?
My lord, yes. It's your brother, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with
I had feared.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted.
But
his grace's case is severe. The drafts I have... So I consulted with Tarja and certain of my comrades and thankfully a recipe was found. The only problem... And our supplies are almost... Unless we can secure more soon. My lord, I know that I have no right.
For Joshua. So...
A rare herb by the name of... It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stem... We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether... The search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The stone water itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well...
Then I shall go in your... You've yet to find another source, correct? Besides...
Well... Stonewort is easily identified by its blood red... I shall remain here.
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia.
Si hago voy por el pueblo, es que me va a hacer bajarme del pueblo y voy a tener que recorrer todo esto. Sí. Ah, que el pueblo ha caído.
Damn it. The whole village is turned. No need to ride from here.
Los que no querían meterse en problemas, ahora voy a matarlos todos. La mosca de los cojones. Voy a probar así, voy a ponérmela por Garuda. Esta me llama, esta es muy buena habilidad esta de... Ahí no. Pero eso de que los traiga y los mantenga ahí retenidos, esa mola. Voy a probar una cosa. Ya puedo esquivar a tope con el Shiva.
This one.
No carga, si no estoy en pelo no carga. Yo voy a ir yendo lentito y voy cargando hasta que llegue la pelea.
I'll need to deal with these ones first. Nice try. Get him.
Ya.
This is it. Right then. Just two more to find.
Pero he tenido cuenta que con Shiva y con Babu me he hecho mi build a base de esquivas perfectas. Vale.
All right.
Con la mosca de los cojones, ¿viste?
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stone wart. Yote mentioned blood red petals. Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
No le ha dado ni una al...
much as I can before reinforcements arrive. Right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Y vamos a ir. Aquí. Pero vamos a ir. La mandíbula era en donde eso. Talimil. Va, ahora me teletransportaré. Ah, no, es que esas son misiones que tengo que pillar ahí. Que tienen misiones secundarias aquí extra. Son misiones. Hay misiones nuevas aquí, ¿no? 2 misiones nuevas. ¿Dónde era? La mandíbula, no, la hoz. ¿Dónde era? ¿Dónde era? Algo no, ¿dónde? Ay, ¿dónde era? Aquí esto. Aquí donde creo que es esto. Vamos a ir primero a mirar eso y ahora me aseguro. Que quiero asegurarme primero si eso es el sitio. Seguramente terminaré una de las misiones estas o algo y mierda y me sacará de aquí.
Run like the wind. I can walk from here.
Todavía no se ha mudado nadie aquí. Y veré esto para que hay gente de mudar aquí. No, mira, sí, ya hay gente.
This one's in a better state than mine.
Vamos a pasar de los muerdepiernas. Que hay muchísimo.
All right.
No, pues aquí no hay nada aquí. Mira, piche, por... Daba todo el pego de que fuera aquí. Esto tiene pinta de ser de una arena de bicho. Daba todo el pego que fuera aquí. Bueno, también hay... sitio que sin ver. Esto puede que sea algo ahí. Voy a ver eso.
Good girl. Run like the wind. No holding back.
Voy a prender, ¿no? Porque no tengo descubierto eso. Tengo que volver.
If the hills around my home are crawling with the King's Akashic, I keep the gates closed too.
Va, ya volveré aquí. A lo mejor ya tengo el checkpoint. Pero a ver, veamos qué hay ahí. Pendientes del hostigador. Dime que eso es algo más de experiencia o algo. No, primero vamos a hacer la cosa de misión y ya después. Uf. Eso está abajo. Eso está abajo, arriba. Sí. No, la ruina es por arriba. Las ruinas acásicas son arriba.
Fly, Ambrosia. Don't get surrounded. Thanks, Gal. Two down, one to go.
Espérate, claro, espérate. Que a lo mejor me estoy equivocando. A lo mejor sí está el orco aquí. Ah, no, el orco en Fenicia. ¿Dónde podría enfrentarme yo una...? Es que tendría que haber leído mejor lo de la quimera. A lo mejor haciendo estas cosas me lleva... Creo que tengo mi solución. Pues primero vamos a hacer estas cosas para ver si alguna de estas cosas me he desbloqueado algo. Por ejemplo, una de las puertas cerradas o algo que hay donde puede estar la quimera.
Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you know.
Clyde! I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since...
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands, and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, just as the good lady...
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil. Because of how he stopped...
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And... Speaking of menace, there may be a rather worrying one.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united, and they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized by...
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter how many, won't we?
Of course we will. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. But our best hope is to nip these by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend...
How could I
Thank Victor will fill you. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating
I'll go and...
Sotomonte.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil.
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnet.
I did. Then I've developed something of a having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting.
You're not the only one.
What is he?
He asked for my aid in putting down, and he said that you might be able...
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at, but we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me.
Come on.
Those ne'er-do-wells.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned.
We make this quick.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
Yes, before that.
Farewell. I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits did.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalamil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. Which is what, if he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was...
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here. But I know one thing. Lubor...
You're right.
Ya, joder. Manda cojones eso, que te conocen de toda la puta vida y que te llaman amigo, pero porque lance un poquito de magia ya eres una escoria.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmek born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trust.
I'll do what I can. Lubor. I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
You know I'm not. Just listen.
What do you mean, don't jump to conclusions? He cast a spell without a crystal. What other conclusion is there?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our customers.
He knew all along that he was playing us for fools.
And we fell for it. We followed him. A bearer.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but... could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? The rumors that he's a bearer.
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this at least, he's done the town a service. Might that...
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a... And they will thank you not to get it.
The townsfolk have made their minds up.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider any...
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently.
All right.
Yo por mí me abro a sablazo por la gente, ¿eh? Deberían darme esa opción. Pues ni de coña les dejo que se los lleven los corchetes, ¿cómo se llama? Los corchetes, lo que se llaman a los de eso para marcarlo.
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into...
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a yourself be true. That was her rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was, and so must I be. I must do what I know to be right. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people, for only united can they hope to stand against the... I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit.
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go.
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople...
I would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children... I thought you were better, but it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice? Of those available to me, but where are my manners? Here. Right then.
If there's anything I can do.
I'll bear it in mind.
Yo para mí que ya habíamos acabado con la mierda esto de los portadores y la gente de aquí. Que ya hacía tiempo que no sabe una mierda de esta. Yo para mí que ya habíamos terminado con esta mierda aquí.
The greater number of our order live among the masses, hidden in plain sight. Even here in Tabor, our brothers and sisters pose as common folk. If any should reveal themselves to you...
Lord Rosfield, is there aught?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping. Have you learned anything?
Little and less.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not, even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of, as if protecting the
secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of, mayhap it would please you to observe some...
Would that be possible?
Of course. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. A small hamlet built. I was due to visit my colleagues there, if you would consent to do so in my stead.
All right.
They will be... Might I suggest you take the road through... It will lead you straight to the village. After...
Thank you.
I wish you a safe...
La aldea que me encontró cerrada. Y ya me la van a abrir. No, ya, listo, ya. Ya, el tirón porque he ido antes. ¡No! ¡Los impercederos! ¡Oh! ¿Qué son los Assassin's Creed?
Oh no. You'll pay for this. They still be survivors.
All the more reason to rid this place of echoes.
Ah, vale.
Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader.
No, coño. ¡Yo, hijo de puta! ¡Que ha disparado! ¿Qué ha disparado a ese? Yo, tendría que haberlo fijado.
Should have stayed in the park. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Stranger.
Who are you? Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. Thanks to them, and to you, we were...
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before you. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to
I see. That is most kind. Pray. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in...
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey...
Forgive them, Clive. The Undying live by a very different creed, and nothing we say will change that. Come. Let us deliver their findings to Cyril, that their deaths might not be in vain.
Let us continue then. There is
Esto tiene salida largo. ¿Qué podría ser que esté por aquí, la quimera por aquí? No, creo que tengo un posible de eso de donde está la quimera. Me da a mí que está en la parte del desierto, que es la que no puedes ver nada. Ahora tiraré para allá. Esto... Ahí, mirad aquí lo que había ahí. Eso era de una misión secundaria, eso. Que podría estar también por aquí. Había un sitio raro en donde... Lo de la piedra. ¿Qué es lo de la piedra? Tiré aquí, llegaba hasta el fin a esto. No. Bueno, para que diga el informe. No hemos descubierto nada, señor.
I shall study them and inform you forthwith if I did.
Cyril. Losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to... Were these your order?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is...
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril. I know, but allow me to offer you a word of... It does not further the cause of the Phoenix. To have his... Provide your survey parties with an escort. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Josh... Please.
I thank you, if you will permit me to respond. Our faith in his grace, Joshua, and we of the Undying will do what as first shield to the Phoenix. I am sure you understand.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Eso. Sí, ¿dónde estará aquí?
What's happened? Cards at the gate are a right old panic.
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to...
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Dandole has just sent word, but I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this... You couldn't do me a quick fix.
What is it this time? More wild...
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bear. Find out exactly how much faster I need to...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, Elle. This is their fault, not yours.
I know, but...
No buts about it.
Cadena.
Something wrong.
Bonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican Army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter, but the Consortium offered double what we did, and the Army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
Elle? I saw Vonnie leaving.
And with good
Pues toca hacerlo por las malas.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Dandole myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to be... How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll say you go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything... Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts...
Oh, and that's... Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. Who've been doing their best to She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but...
You have to trust.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do... So I bid you farewell and safe... I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. You go to Dandole and see if you can stop my sister.
I'll do my best. All right. To Dandole then.
Better not keep Eloise waiting.
Vale. Al final va a ser... Donde pensaba que iba a estar el otro...
What I wouldn't give for a home.
Looks like this is the end of the road.
When are they gonna let us through?
Come on.
Nah, eso es la salamandra. Tío, para mí que se iba a bajar de eso como...
You deserve a rest. I hope I didn't get... Did you arrange to speak with the consort?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves. And then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The Consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard. And treat them like kings. As long as they pay.
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But he was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. And he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Dandole.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposals. I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was...
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, they deserved more. I wanted so bad.
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The villagers, a pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can. They need help.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just...
Dragón. Ah, vale, pues mira, en la arena. Al final la arena esa que yo decía que iba a hacer para la quimera es el dragón. la arena esa que dije yo, esto para un bicho, al final es el dragón.
Ready, girl? Run like the wind.
¿Qué dragón será? ¿Será un dragón eléctrico ahora? Hemos matado uno de hielo, hemos matado uno de fuego, a ver qué es el dragón ahora.
Back to the stables, girl. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's
We just have to pray he makes it...
I can do better than that. This is no time to ride. Come on. Time to fight. Where are you, Theo?
Ah, vale, tío,
The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. All yours, Torgo. Go, Torgo. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
Ah, vale, lo tengo en la casa, todo.
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Get him! Nice try.
Ya, que por rico. Oh, mierda. Menos mal que no. Menos mal. Oh. Oh. Pero si es un. Pero si es un portador, ¿cómo es?
I think it might be a little too late for that.
Pero si es un portador, ¿cómo?
Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore!
So will you! Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore. Wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Oh, vale, era un personaje secundario, pero cojones, me caía bien. Oh.
Thank you, Clive.
That was true bravery he showed. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone, because I sent him to the...
It wasn't against it. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would...
To live my... He never could come to terms with the choice I...
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses, and I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him, but he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed and devoted myself to the family. But I have never regretted being with my brother meant more to me than tradition. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night, and the choice I made, and the fact that I would make the same. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything,
You weren't, Eloise. He said to him that he had always been grateful to you for something, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary to continue, and you always would have.
You're right. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on, but we can make a difference here. I need nothing more, so I'll carry on doing what we do, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of mine to continue helping you, however.
Thank you. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
No suyo. ¿Qué es hijo?
The Crimson Caravans is my family business now, and I would not exchange it for the world. I brought Theo here to be safe, and I have never looked back since.
Y ahora termina también con las misiones termina con las misiones de la dama, ¿no? Primero vamos a hablar con la dama, ¿no? La dama.
The Dominion's all but done for. Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
And you're just gonna fall into line.
I don't trust this Duke. If we're not careful, he'll undo all the Dane's hard work.
Aparece un tío que se llama el Duque, ¿no? A ver, ¿qué pasará con el Duque?
Oh, God, my wards and I may soon be with...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in North...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall...
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By speaking out against a man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire Philippe's comrades swore. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the no. Any attempt to incite mutiny, but given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have...
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal for your services to Northreach? And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty, but well...
I'll see what I can...
Thank you.
Tell me then. In the garrison?
Overseeing the troop.
All right.
Might this Duke have been at the remembrance ceremony?
Let's hope we didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison we want.
We already have a leader in the Dame.
Ya quién es el que estaba en la mesita de...
Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. I was hoping I might be able to...
We're under orders not to let any civilians, but you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroic... Wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about...
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison, yet you needn't be. A proud pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is they who shall see the...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent... Which is more than can be said. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be... Plans are already up. Soon enough. These thralls shall learn that they are...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they...
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning one whose authority is... That is why, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted... And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I
suspect they're afraid of losing what little...
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that? You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later.
Tengo que contar esto.
The citizens, I wonder what the people really think. It wouldn't hurt to ask them. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
O sea, que será su esposa o su hija o su esposa, una de dos.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Right there.
Just your opinion. I wondered what you thought of it.
Not much. None of us traders. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't happen. Now he's trying to drive us out completely. Threatening state. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint.
I've been hearing a lot of...
Nothing. Going around acting like he... And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she just need his eminence to sod off.
Sell anything today?
Que iba a tirar yo por eso.
The garrison salvage will like...
A question. What do you think of the Duke of...
Don't get you build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up. If he thinks his name and his chains will do whatever it takes to keep... Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
You're the one who's talking to...
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's good. What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells... Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame. That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off...
O sea que está esto dividido entre los soldados y el pueblo. Los soldados están con el duque.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some... Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but once Sanbreque is back on...
Nah, los soldados están de parte de... Un sprint más rápido. Que ahora me da que todos se active el sprint rápido fuera del mapa.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your...
Well, he's made a lot of enemies. I mean, look around us. You can see the traders might not like having the screws put on them. But if they've volunteered, a few more of them... I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Welcome back. Great to give you...
Captain.
For you? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of... Do you intend to go along?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
A que matan, a que ejecutan a Philip.
Well, what do you think?
What do you think, yeah? Llevo tiempo sin vender nada.
Ah, were you able to...
I was.
It will certainly help to hold back the threat, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly... They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather that the soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to thank you for trying.
I don't know about...
What happened to your uniform?
He dejado
I
el
handed
ejército.
it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those... Because I realized what really matters, not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of protecting. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. With you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced there's no point following orders if they go against everything.
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn our attentions to... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
Cásate con él. Cásate con él.
Especially with men like you and Philippe. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. In the stubborn, but I suspect I shall have to call upon you. Until then.
Until then.
Your town needs you. But the Duke would have me clapped in irons.
LGTB.
Saw the captain just now.
I would speak with this Duke.
What does the dame have to say about
All right.
Me he comido tronco.
Enough of you, are there? Thanks, Al. Go slow. That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now.
Mira, pues al momento justo de terminar secundaria era para irme a cenar y dejar preparado todo para el directo de esta noche.
covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Ya ves, veamos esto mejor, ¿ves? Una caravana de mercaderes atravesó el desierto de Belkroy. Empezó un dragón león y un escorpión malo. Aquí muere. El desierto de perro. Espejismo. Espejismo. Vale. Ahora, antes de terminar el directo, voy a ir a ver si me estáis. Que me da a mí que es eso. Me da a mí que es el donde
Yes, my
la tormenta de arena.
I'm sure it will serve us.
I'm very glad.
You and His Grace are very much alike. You think only of how you might help others.
No more than you have minding my brother.
I am honored that you should say. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of.
I'll keep that in mind.
You and your brother really are alike, my lord.
Esto engaña, es por aquí. Venga, vamos. Porque entonces será este el último. Si me dan un logro al hacer esta, es que es el último.
Good, thanks.
I'll fit him to the
Coño.
Me? The Telemon furnace!
She's a beauty.
She's a
You saved my beacon again, Sid! And I ain't about to let you...
It's fine, really.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few...
You could just... Fine.
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working, it's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also...
Stretchy metal.
That is the spirit.
El objeto creado del 14.
So, thank you a watch.
And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Maybe even out there too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the event.
They'll hardly believe.
Ah, pues mira. Pues listo, ya tengo esto al tope. Uf, ya me tengo que estar acercando. Ya, esto tiene que ser el final del juego ya, casi. Vamos a ver mi correo antes de irnos. Voy a echar la miradita a ver si veo el león. Y ahora mientras ceno y todo el rollo, si no busco... ¿Dónde está?
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
The stew's awfully thick.
Esto cabe... Esto dentro no lo tengo comprado también. No, todavía me quedan. La verdad es que todavía me quedan mierda. No sé qué. Mira, aquí me de ese también tengo que entregarle cosas.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. I have quite the find for you today.
O sea que... O sea que donde el último pecado había un cristal madre. Magitech, hostia. Iconoclastes, hostia. O sea que ahí... Espérate, espérate, no. Espérate, espérate. Espérate, espérate, espérate. Vamos. De acuerdo, a ver, sí que... Vale, lo está diciendo mal, pero claro, que dice a ver, criaturas de tan grande fuerza que a las santas deidades eran capaces de vencer. Vale, que ahora que estoy diciendo que criaturas que podían vencer a las deidades. No que las deidades eran capaces de vencerlo. Criaturas que pueden destruir imágenes divinas sin padecer la ira de los dioses, en palabras de los antiguos sabios e iconoclastes. Eso está mal escrito, es que que quieren hacer lenguaje. Uf, que me ha costado leer eso. Es que estaba mal escrito, no sé si es fallo de traducción o es que quieren hacerlo como si fuera lengua antigua o algo.
What will it be today? What is it that you wish to learn? The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are.
Este es el último ya. Este es el último ya. 2800.
Come again. I may have more. Oh yeah.
How do you split the sea?
Clive. Goingpurse weighing you down? Finished, are you?
Son música de Titán, guillo. De la pelea contra Titán. A ver si encuentro el nombre de la canción y ahí seca cuando la vea para comprarla.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. If I may observe, history can wait. Thank you for indulging.
Pues nada, voy a intentar una vez más. A ver si me quito la quimera antes de ir al sitio. Nada menos. Aquí. Y voy a hacer. Me voy a dar una visita. Que quiero ponerme fresco.
Sid, you didn't happen to see anything out of the ordinary on your way here, did you? We've had reports of bearer transports being attacked along the roads, and they're not freeing the poor souls. They're reselling them on the black market. If we can catch them in the act, perhaps we can kill two birds with one stone.
Parte norte.
No need to ride from here.
Esta parte no la he explorado nada. Si está la quimera aquí, si está en algún sitio de la quimera, tiene que estar aquí porque aquí, esto es lo único que no he visto yo. Vamos a limpiar todo esto. Ah, no, claro, el desierto de Belroy. Claro. Es aquí, tiene que ser por aquí. Es que tiene que ser por aquí porque es en el desierto de Belroy. Esa es la pista. ¡Oh!
Over here! Nice try. Get him! Go for him! Nice try.
Aquí no está, pero tiene que estar por aquí. Parece yo que es en el desierto este y tiene que estar por aquí. Ah, no, espérate, que aún no hemos llegado al final de esto. Oh, me da a mí que va a estar ahí, ¿no? Ah, no, esto es un perógrafo de esa mierda. Ahora no me voy a poner a hacerlo. De titán. Desierto de Belroy. ¿Dónde estará el bicho este? Explorador del desierto, explorador del desierto con el chocobo rápido. A ver, lo veo.
Good girl. Run like the wind.
Esto no cuenta, es que, claro, esto no cuenta como el desierto de Belroy. Ay, no. Que le cuesta hacer un derrape al chocobo. Ahora que lo parió. También debería limpiar por si es, para saber que si esto está limpio es que lo he limpiado yo. O tal vez en sitio inundado de éter puede que esté. Dudo que estén dos de lado de la misión secundaria, pero ya que estoy, voy a asegurarme.
No holding back.
Me da a mí que va a estar en el desierto sur de esto. Puede que esté hasta incluso en los de saliendo del pueblo de esta gente. A ver, vamos a asegurarnos todo, ¿eh? Es que no sé yo si está a la vista o tiene que ser en plan de que me acerque a un sitio y ya sale cinemática y sale el bicho. Pero no estará, ¿no? Eso está... Eso es de gente, ¿no? ¡Oh! ¿Qué coño? No, pero dudo que sea... Ah, mira, ahí está. Ahí está, se la llevó el tiburón, el tiburón. La corvinera.
We're not gonna outrun this one. Stay close, Torvald.
Pum. Uf,
Should have picked up some of your own size.
pues no sé si crearme... a no ser que me den oricalco de sobra. Porque ahora mismo... Si me hago... si por ejemplo mato al otro y consigo el taparrabo apestoso, podría hacerme el cinturón de Uroboro. Pero... no tendría suficiente oricalco para hacerme... la espada. Ya vamos a ver para el siguiente directo cuando lo prepare. Pues esto siempre se queda ahí.
Thought I might grab myself a mug of Maeve's mead.
pues nada. Aquí lo voy a dejar, voy a cenar, voy a dejar que la Play descanse una o 2 horitas para después llevarme otro directo otra noche. Ay, que nos vemos. Ya está esto todo listo para irme al reino de Odín. Y de paso voy a ver si no molesta mucho el ventilador en la partida.